This is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thanks for watching. I want to ask if you would please like, share, and subscribe. I got a message to get out, but I want to let you know this is not the gospel of Jesus. No, I'm here to give you the word along with some African American spirituality. Okay, I want to start on a few things. First, I want to start on when the ship docked. Okay, I told you it always goes back to when that first ship docked in 1619. Now we 400 years later. 12 million Africans were brought over on ships here. Oh, wait a minute. Before I get off of the message, I forgot. I got this beautiful sweater here, and I really love it. And I made a new thumbnail, and I'm wearing my beautiful sweater. And my husband bought me this weekend, so I just like it, and so I'm wearing it today. Anyway. 12 million Africans were brought over on ships. Ship after ship after ship after ship. Year after year after year after year. Day in, day out. Ships coming in. Bringing over Africans. Bringing over these slaves. You can do all kind of things with these slaves. You can train them. You can beat them. You can sell them. You can do anything you want to do with them. These are afflicted people. But God said in his word in Genesis, my people will come out with substance and I will judge those who afflicted them. That's what's going on now. Tell you something. I'm not here to make no friends. I'm here to tell you the truth. The truth, you may not want to hear it, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. Because God put it on my heart to tell it to you. African Americans are descendants of royalty. We're kings and queens in Africa. Our ancestors were kings and queens. They fought spiritual battles over there. That's how they won their titles. Kings and queens, descendants from royalty. That's what we are. If you don't believe it, look it up. Look up what was going on in Africa before the ancestors were kidnapped and brought to the United States. Okay, we were brought here for a reason, and but that time of affliction and bondage is over, and we're coming out of that, and we're coming out with substance. But what we're forgetting is, we got to put back in the community. We got to come back. And not only that, we got to start changing our mindset, those of us who are in the community. You got to stop oppressing yourself. You got to stop pulling yourself down, beating yourself up about what has been and what was, what could have been. It is what it is. Donald Trump said it the best. I used to hate that phrase, but Donald Trump said the best. It is what it is. He just put it out there like that, and that's what it is. So we got to go from that, and we got to pick ourselves up and move on. Yes, he said it in a terrible way about a terrible event. But this is a terrible event that has happened to African American people, and we need to rise from it and rise out of our oppression and stop being enslaved in our minds, because we're enslaving ourselves with the alcohol, the drug addiction, chaos, all this stuff we bring about ourselves. We cause a lot of our own anxiety, a lot of our own depression, a lot of our own high blood pressure. We cause a lot of this problem on ourselves. We put a lot of this on ourselves. So what you need to do is start eliminating that chaos out of your life. I'm going to talk to you, young lady, real quick. Mistakes happen. Stuff happen. But I'm going to tell you something. It's really sad that you don't know who the father of your child is, and you got to go on TV and humiliate yourself and humiliate your family and humiliate this young man and other people, to try to find out who the father of your child is. And then on top of that, you making this white man rich by going on his TV show. What is he doing for you and your community? Nothing, except getting rich off of you and your chaos. Y'all need to stop watching that Maury Povich. Maury Povich, if you really want to do something, it's time for reparations. It's time to start putting back in the African American community. I'm going to tell you something, Maury. You done made a lot of money. You done made enough money over all these years, to begin to put back in the community. To go to New York for a free to be on a free trip and TV show, it ain't worth it. To put all that chaos and stuff in your life, then you got to go back home and face your family and friends. You on TV because you don't know who your baby daddy is. How silly do you look? That is so crazy. First of all, you need to stop sleeping with all these different people. Find you one person that you want to be with. Because if you whoever you sleeping with, you take a chance on having a baby with that person. Whoever you with, and men, that goes for you too. You need to watch where you plant your seed, where you put yourself. Make sure that ground ain't cultivated. You need to protect yourself. Because this is foolishness to go on this TV show, and put yourself out there like that and humiliate yourself, because it ain't funny. It's foolishness. It's silly. It's chaos. And so we got all this on Facebook, all this in the African American community. We all on Instagram looking like fools, looking like clowns. I mean, down here acting a fool, fighting one another, jumping one another, stomping one another, just acting a fool. This is crazy. So we need to come out of that, and people get it together. I mean, y'all need to get your mind right, because y'all down here clowning. That's what oppression is. That's a result of what's going on, with racial injustice, police brutality, racism, that we deal with every day. I deal with it. I walked past a white woman one day. She grabbed her purse. I don't want your purse, lady. I got more than what you got in your purse in my purse. So, I got more stuff than I can do with. But that's the stereotype that we deal with. Follow it all around the store and everything. Just crazy stuff. And then we make it even worse, because we put this stuff on Facebook of each other fighting and clowning. I'm gonna tell you something. Young man, the next time you see a young man getting jumped, why don't you try to stop it? Instead of filming it, try to stop it. Call some help out there. Don't call the police, but call some help out there. Call this boy people. You know who these people are. Y'all, I'm telling you something. You need to get your people. You need to get your people out the street. These young folks ain't going to school. Got time on their hands. An idle mind is the enemy's workshop. So you need to get your kids, get your people out the street. Stop letting these kids just walk up and down the road, looking like they lost, ain't got nowhere to go, nothing to do. These kids need to be having books in their hand, need to be learning something, learning about legends, learning about their spirituality, learning about the true African history that they really don't want to tell you about, don't want to write about. Don't no white man want to write about your history. You need to learn it for yourself. When I went to school, the white people were writing the history book, so I didn't learn about my African black history. Wasn't no black history when I went to school, And black history is not a month; it's every day. African American people do not live black history in 1 month. We live it every day. So I don't celebrate Black History Month. I celebrate Black history every day. When I get up and look in the mirror, I see Black history. When I look on TV and see what's going on in my African American community, that's Black history. I taught myself Black history. That's what you have to do. Along this journey that we on, learning about how to pray and spirituality, how to live, how to treat others. That's where your tithe and offering come in at, how you treat other people. You don't pay no tithe and offering to make one man rich. Joel Osteen ought to be ashamed of himself. He living in a mansion and got all these people following him, like he God or somebody. He ain't God. But I'm telling you something, I'm not looking for that. I'm telling you, I want to help people. I want our community to rise. The ancestors will look out after me. I'm not asking anybody to give me anything, but I'm looking to help people, because we need to change our mindset and the way we think about ourselves, because we are oppressing one another. That's what's going on in the African American community. That's what's happening when you see kids jumping on kids and people shooting one another and people out there selling drugs to one another and getting over on one another and stabbing and killing one another. Because I'm telling you, that's not the lifestyle. That's not the way to live. And you're going to die a rebel. We're kings and queens. We came from royalty. And I'm telling you something else. I love everybody. I talk about this in my other videos, but if you are gay, you are a rebel, and that is a rebel lifestyle. And if that's the lifestyle you want to live, I love you, and I send love your way. But I got to tell the truth. I got to tell the truth. I just got to tell it, because it is what it is. I got to tell you that is not, if that's the way you want to live, then that's the way you live. But try to do good as you living it. But that's the lifestyle of a rebel. That's not the way you're supposed to live. That was brought to Africa. That was not in Africa when the African began to be colonized. So I'm telling you the truth. If you don't believe it, read it for yourself. They was raping slaves. They was making slaves, rape each other and doing things like that. They were forcing that upon the ancestors. So I'm telling you the truth. But they don't want to put that in the Black history, but it's in American the history books, but it's there. You need to find it. It's there. I'm not telling you something I just sat up here and thought of. This is really true. So with that, I love you. Remember, let's grow. Until the next video, keep growing. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. I love you. Peace.